Have you ever woken up, and before you even get out of bed, you try to close your hand, and your fingers just don't listen? They feel stiff, heavy, almost rusty, like they belong to someone 20 years older. Maybe it takes a few minutes, maybe a hot cup of coffee, maybe running warm water over them, just to make them move normally again. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. And here's something important most people don't realize. Stiff fingers are not just aging. They're usually a sign of poor circulation, tight tendons, weak hand muscles, or joints that simply aren't being moved enough. And the good news? All of those things are fixable without medication, without special equipment, and without spending hours exercising. Today, I'm going to guide you through a simple daily routine. It only takes about 5 minutes. You can do it in the morning, in the afternoon, or before bed, while watching TV, while sitting at the kitchen table, even while talking on the phone. And this routine has helped many of my patients. Open jars easier, button shirts faster, write without pain, hold their phone longer, and even reduce arthritis stiffness. Because here's the truth. After 60, your hands lose strength faster than almost any other part of your body. In fact, research shows grip strength is directly linked to longevity. Stronger hands often mean a stronger body overall. So when we train your hands, we're not just helping your fingers, we're helping your independence. Before we begin, quick tip. Nothing should hurt. These exercises should feel warm, loose, comfortable, slightly stretchy, but never sharp or painful. If something hurts, slow down. Use less force. Your joints like gentle movement, not force. All right, let's start waking up those fingers. Under exercise. 1. Dynamic spider fingers. Warm up. This first one is simply about circulation, because cold, stiff fingers are usually tight, not weak. So we start by warming everything up. Think of this like turning the engine on before driving. Here's what you'll do. Bring your fingertips together, like you're making a soft little tent. Now, very gently, start moving your fingers in and out, almost like tiny spider legs walking. Soft, light, relaxed. And we're going to stay here for about a minute, nice and easy, no rushing. While you do this, let me explain what's happening inside your hands. Your fingers are controlled by dozens of tiny muscles. Some are inside your hand, some are actually in your forearm. And when those muscles don't move for hours, like during sleep, they tighten. Blood flow slows down, fluid builds up, and that's what causes that puffy, stiff feeling. But gentle movement like this, it pumps fresh blood back in, like squeezing a sponge. Fresh oxygen, fresh nutrients. Your joints start to feel alive again. Try different speeds. Slow, then a little faster, then slow again. Listen to your hands. Let them guide you. I had a patient named Carol. She's 71. Every morning she told me, "My hands feel like stone." We started with just this one exercise, nothing fancy, just spider fingers for 1 minute. After 2 weeks, she said, "They don't feel frozen anymore when I wake up." Sometimes the simplest movements work best. Keep going. Almost there. Just a few more seconds. Nice and relaxed. Good. And gently shake out your hands. Let them hang loose. Feel the difference already. Most people feel warmer instantly. Now that your fingers are awake, we're going to move into something a little deeper. Because the next exercise starts restoring range of motion, which is what lets you fully close your hand again without tightness. And it's one of the most important movements for everyday life, like gripping, carrying, and opening things. Let's go to exercise number 2. All right. Your fingers should already feel a little warmer, maybe a little lighter. That's exactly what we want. Because now, we're ready for the movement that most seniors slowly lose without even noticing, the ability to fully close and fully open their hand. Think about this. When was the last time you actually made a tight fist? Not holding something, not gripping a bag, but intentionally, closing your hand completely. Most people never do, and that's the problem. Because if you don't regularly move your joints through their full range, your brain slowly forgets that movement exists, and the joints stiffen, tendons shorten, swelling builds up, and suddenly, simple tasks feel harder. So this next exercise retrains that full motion, and it's incredibly gentle. Exercise 2, hook to fist. Here's what we're doing. Start with your fingers open. Now curl only the tips, like you're making a soft claw. This is called the hook. Good. Now slowly close into a full fist. Not squeezing hard, just closing. Then open again, back to the hook, and repeat. Hook, fist, hook, fist. Nice and slow. There's no rush. Imagine you're moving underwater, smooth, controlled. And while you move, pay attention to something. Do you notice tight spots? Maybe one finger doesn't bend fully. Maybe your ring finger feels slower. That's completely normal. Every hand has lazy fingers. We're waking them up. Let me explain why this works so well. Inside your fingers are long tendons. They slide back and forth through tiny tunnels, like ropes through pulleys. But when we don't use them enough, those tendons get sticky, almost like an old zipper. And that's when you feel stiffness, clicking, locking, or pain. This movement lubricates those tunnels, literally. Your body produces natural joint fluid when you move, so every slow repetition is like oiling the hinges. Keep going. Hook, fist, hook, fist. You can rest your hands on your lap if that's more comfortable, or on a table. Whatever feels relaxed, because relaxed muscles move better. I had a patient named David, 68 years old, retired mechanic, strong guy his whole life. But he told me, I can't make a fist like I used to. My fingers feel thick. We added just this one movement, 2 minutes a day, nothing else. After a month, he said, I can hold tools again without cramping. That's not magic. That's mobility. Now try something. When you close into a fist, don't squeeze hard. A common mistake is over-gripping. That actually creates more tension. Instead, think gentle, soft, like holding a sponge. You might even hear tiny pops or clicks. That's okay. That's just gas bubbles moving in the joints. Totally normal, as long as there's no pain. Let's do a few more together. Nice and steady. Hook, fist, hook, fist. Good. Almost there. Keep breathing. Hands relaxed, shoulders relaxed. And slowly stop. Shake your hands out. Let them hang, open and close gently. Feel how much easier that feels compared to the beginning? Most people notice their fingers move smoother already, and we're only 2 exercises in. Now, we've warmed the muscles, we've restored movement. But the next step is something many people skip, stretching the small hidden muscles inside the hand. These are the ones that get tight from gripping phones, cooking, typing, gardening, knitting, or just everyday use. And when they tighten, they pull on your joints all day long, which creates that constant achy feeling. So next, we're going to gently stretch those deep muscles, and this one feels incredibly relieving, almost like a massage. Let's move to exercise number 3. All right, now your hands are warm, your joints are moving, blood flow is better. This is the perfect moment to stretch, because stretching cold fingers doesn't work. But stretching warm muscles, that's where real relief happens. Let me ask you something. Do your hands ever feel tight in the morning? Like you slept holding something all night? Like your fingers don't want to open? That stiffness usually doesn't come from the joints themselves. It comes from the tiny muscles inside your palm, the ones nobody ever talks about. Inside your hand are dozens of small muscles, tiny ones, smaller than a coin, and their job is control, precision, gripping. But here's the problem. When we overuse our hands for years, cooking, cleaning, holding phones, gardening, those little muscles shorten, they tighten, and they stay tight, all day, all night. Imagine wearing a tight glove 24/7. Eventually your hand would feel stiff too. That's exactly what happens internally. So now, we gently open that glove. Exercise 3. Table hook stretch. You can do this on a table, or your lap, or even your thigh, whatever feels comfortable. Place your hand flat, palm down, relaxed. Good. Now slowly curl your fingers into a hook shape, like a soft claw, not tight, just curved. Now here's the stretch. Gently press your fingertips down into the table. Very light pressure, nothing aggressive. You should feel a stretch deep in your palm, not pain, just tension. Hold for 2 seconds and relax back to flat. Good. Again, hook, light press, hold, and relax. Nice and slow. There's no rush. The slower you go, the deeper the stretch works. While you do this, you might feel the stretch in places you didn't expect. Maybe the thumb, maybe the center of your palm, maybe even the wrist. That's normal. All those structures are connected, like one big network. Let me explain something important. Most people try to fix hand pain by stretching the fingers only, but the real tightness lies in the palm. That's like trying to stretch your toes when your calf is tight. Wrong target. This exercise hits the source. Press gently, relax, press gently, relax. If you feel pain, reduce the pressure. This should feel relieving, almost like scratching an itch inside the hand. I had a patient named Maria. She loved knitting. But after 20 minutes, her hands would ache so badly she had to stop. We added just this stretch. Every morning, every evening, nothing fancy. 2 weeks later, she told me, "I can knit for an hour now without pain." That's because we weren't forcing strength. We restored space inside the hand, and when muscles have space, pain drops. Keep breathing. Shoulders relaxed, jaw relaxed. You don't want tension traveling down the arm. Let's do a few more. Hook, press, hold, relax. Good. Again. Press, hold, relax. Perfect. Now shake your hands out. Let them dangle. Open and close slowly. Notice something? Your palm feels softer, less tight, almost warm inside. That's exactly what we want, because tight muscles block circulation, and circulation is healing. So far we've done warm-up mobility, deep stretch. Now it's time for something many seniors forget completely, strength, because loose muscles without strength still get tired fast, and weak fingers are one of the biggest reasons for dropping objects, weak grip, trouble opening jars, difficulty buttoning shirts. So next, we gently rebuild strength. Not heavy, not painful, just enough to wake those muscles up. And this one is surprisingly fun. Let's move to exercise number 4. All right, now your hands are warm, your fingers are moving, your palm is stretched. This is the moment most people stop. And that's exactly why their stiffness always comes back, because flexibility without strength never lasts. Think about it like this. If you stretch a rubber band but never strengthen it, it stays weak, loose, unstable. But if you gently train it, it becomes flexible and it'll be strong. That's what we're doing now. Let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed this? You open a jar and your fingers feel weak. You carry groceries and your hands get tired fast. Or maybe you drop things more often than before. Cups, keys, your phone. That's not just getting older. That's grip strength loss. And after 60, we can lose up to 30–40% of hand strength if we don't train it. But the good news? Hands respond fast, faster than legs, faster than arms. Even 2 to 3 minutes a day can rebuild strength. Chapter exercise 4. Fingertip resistance pulls. This one is simple. No equipment, just your hands. Make a gentle hook shape with both hands, like little claws. Good. Now bring your fingertips together, touching lightly. Now here's the magic part. Try to pull your hands apart, but don't let them separate. Create resistance, like a tiny tug of war. Pull, hold 2 seconds, relax. Good. Again. Pull, hold, relax. You should feel the muscles working inside your fingers, not your wrist, not your forearm, right inside the hand, those small muscles we just stretched, now we wake them up. Keep it light. This isn't arm wrestling. We're not trying to squeeze hard. Just 30–40% effort, gentle strength. Because gentle strength builds endurance, and endurance is what keeps your hands pain-free all day. Pull, hold, relax. Switch which hand is on top. Good. Pull again. Hold. Relax. Alternating sides is important, because it trains coordination too, and coordination is huge after 60. It helps with buttoning shirts, writing, cooking, holding tools, even preventing falls. Because believe it or not, strong hands help your brain react faster. There's actually research showing grip strength predicts overall health and longevity. Stronger grip, healthier aging. Isn't that wild? Your hands are like a window into your entire body. One of my patients, George, 74, told me he stopped playing cards with friends because shuffling the deck hurt his hands. After doing this exact routine for 3 weeks, he came back laughing and said, "Now I'm the dealer again." It's small wins like that, but those small wins bring confidence back, and confidence keeps you active. Let's do a few more. Pull, hold, relax, nice and smooth. Pull, hold, relax. If you want more challenge, increase the resistance slightly. If you feel pain, reduce it. Always listen to your body. Pain means too much. Gentle fatigue means perfect. Last few reps. Pull, hold, relax. Good. And one more. Excellent. Now shake your hands out. Open, close, open, close. Notice something? They feel warmer, stronger, more alive. That's blood flow plus activation, exactly what we want. So now we've done warm-up mobility, deep stretch strength. There's just one final step left, and honestly, it's my favorite, because this one improves flexibility, circulation, nerve glide, and relaxation. All at the same time. It's the perfect reset exercise, and it feels amazing. All right, we've warmed the fingers, we've moved the joints, we stretched the tight muscles, we rebuilt strength. Now comes the most important part, the part most people skip. Relaxation. Because here's something nobody tells you about stiff hands after 60. It's not only muscles, it's nerves. Inside your hands run tiny nerves, like electrical wires, and when your hands are tight or inflamed, those nerves get compressed, almost like stepping on a garden hose. Signals slow down, circulation slows down, and that's when you feel tingling, numbness, stiffness, that heavy feeling, morning tightness. So now we gently free those nerves and restore space. Exercise 5. Finger spread and clasp massage. This one feels amazing, almost like a mini hand massage. Start by opening your fingers wide, spread them apart, as wide as you can, like you're stretching a web. Good. Hold for 2 seconds. Feel that stretch between each finger. Now slowly bring your hands together, interlace your fingers, clasp them gently, and relax. Just sit there. Breathe. Feel the warmth building in your palms. That's circulation returning. That's healing happening. Open again. Spread wide. Stretch those web spaces. These areas are full of nerves and lymph vessels. When they're tight, fluid builds up. That's swelling. When they're open, fluid drains. Swelling drops. Clasp again. Relax. Maybe gently squeeze. Massage a little, nice and slow. This movement might look simple, but it's incredibly powerful because between your fingers are small muscles called interosseae. They control precision movements, and when they tighten, your whole hand feels stiff. This exercise resets them. Open wide, stretch. Good. Clasp, relax. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw unclench. You'd be surprised how much tension travels from your neck, down your arms, into your hands. Relaxing your whole body makes this work even better. One of my older clients once told me, "My fingers feel lighter after this, like someone oiled them." That's exactly the feeling we want. Light, loose, easy. Let's do 2 more. Open, spread, hold, clasp, relax. Last one. Open wide and clasp. Good. Stay here for 5 seconds. Just breathe. Now slowly release. Shake your hands out. Let them hang loose. Open and close gently. Make soft fists. Move your wrists. Notice something. Your hands feel different. Warmer, looser, smoother, almost like they belong to someone younger. That's not your imagination. That's better blood flow, better nerve glide, better mobility. And here's the beautiful part. This entire routine took only 5 minutes. 5 minutes. But done daily, it can change everything. Because stiffness doesn't come from one bad day. It comes from years of not moving. And healing doesn't require hours. It requires consistency. So here's what I recommend. Do this routine. In the morning to loosen up midday if you've been using your hands a lot, or at night to relax. Even once per day makes a difference. Twice per day? Even better. If you noticed even a small improvement, imagine what 2 weeks could do. Or 30 days. That's when real change happens. Before you go, if this routine helped you even a little, please like the video, subscribe, and save this routine so you can come back tomorrow, because your hands deserve to stay strong, steady, pain-free for years to come. Thanks for spending these few minutes with me. Take care of your hands, and they'll take care of you. See you in the next video.